Now let's cut it.
In a second. Great. How's it going?
Good?
It's good. It's good. Okay. So when I was looking at the CFA a second ago, it looked like the kids overall did pretty well, except for the fourth one.
Saw that too.
Do you have any initial reactions for why you think the fourth one would be a little bit lower?
I haven't gone over the inventions as much, and I'd say I've gone over the other four questions a little bit more. But yeah, I haven't gone over the inventions as much and also like how they were taking place in a quick, rapid, I think that's what the correct answer says, like a rapid technology advancement. I haven't gone over that as much.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's just a little more frequent, like it's a little newer, because I think we just started going over it this week. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, but the other ones were really successful already, and those are also fairly new.
True.
Right. So
Yes.
that was good. So, what's something we could do to try to like help fix that next week?
Just maybe go back and use some questions as a warm up from industrialization, and then explain more of like the purpose and how they connect to other things in U.S. history besides just like who invented them and what they did.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, tie it more back in with it. Yeah, so we can definitely do that. Cool. That was just my initial reaction because we were doing that today. So let's see. We just finished up industrialization. So now we're looking at reforming culture, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We had planned that Tuesday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. Because we had that professional development on Monday.
Yes.
Okay. If we look at, do you remember about how long we taught this last year?
Reforming culture.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. It might have all been in one day's notes.
So yeah, we had, that's right, because it's a lot shorter, right? So if we were going to focus on, do you remember what our emphasis would be? Like if we're going to focus on that, like what specifically our biggest takeaways, like we want our kids to, like the main takeaway from reforming culture that we're going to want them to take.
What do you think off the top of your head?
Just kind of thinking about, I think there was some, it had abolition. I remember was a really big point for us because it's
probably
pretty
the biggest.
Yeah, because it's tested so frequently, you know, and
Ties into former teaks and future teaks.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
more.
yeah. So I like how we can definitely connect it to where the rest of where the kids are, and with like prior knowledge and whatnot. Yeah. When we I'm trying to remember what do you think is going to be? So I have the teaks right here. Just kind of glancing at them, what would you predict to be something that is crucial that we're going to have to attack at a different direction than we did last year? Something that they struggle more with than we did last year.
Maybe the Hudson River School teak down here.
Yeah, that's a good one. What was that letter? I forgot which one's identified with.
It's right here.
It's the
Art, music, literature.
Oh yeah, the 26A. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like last year I kept having to go over that multiple times with my students.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think that was one that we predicted would be more of a simple, just kind of get the first time. We didn't quite get it.
Right.
You just said, so you said we need to tie it to Hudson River School. And what was the other one that you saw with that, like to tie it to? like to help the kid out with that Hudson River School.
Well, I think last year we just tied it to nature pretty much, right?
Oh, that's
Is that
right.
what you're
That's right.
asking?
Yeah, that's the one that has that question. I think that's. Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, where it has the image. We
Right.
tied it to that. Yeah, I remember because we showed them the image with it. But when and that one has nature.
Natural landscape.
Yeah. Okay, so we can probably just hit more so. I guess the better question to ask is what teak we could kind of build that into. Like what prior thing could we connect that with to help them kind of connect better?
Not really sure. Maybe it kind of looks like the Manifest Destiny picture.
I don't know why we didn't do that. It's an easy fix, isn't it? What if
Yeah.
we do that? What if we find the Hudson River School pictures and we'll show them the image and we'll ask them questions that go with the comparison, like where do you think you'd find this in the north or south, which ties to like that 10A. It's really highly frequently tested. But then we could say like, who do you think drew this, which would be that Hudson River School.
Okay.
So we get a 2 for 1 out of it. We could do that. That way we tie more teaks to it.
All right.
So we have the Hudson River School. What was the other big, we'll put tie to Manifest Destiny. Okay, and then our other one we probably need to look at is going to be that the biggest bang for buck is definitely the abolitionist, though.
Yes.
So that's the one that's tested every year almost, except for last year. Okay, so we have 24A. And you said you had some that was really brilliant a second ago. You said what could we tie that to?
Oh, it ties to going back to the first era with how the South's economy develops using slaves to grow the cash crops on the plantations, but also to the Civil War that we're about to teach and the sectional differences between the North and the South.
So you just you just tied it into about 4 of the biggest teaks we have.
Yes. So that's probably the most important one out of this era.
Yeah, I mean, it's just itself, like this one teak itself is good because it kind of hits. But what I loved what you just did is you just tied into 3 or 4 other questions to get. And like we just saw from our last district checkpoint, we had 28 kids that were just 1 question away. Same time we can do stuff like that to tie it into as many as we can. You know, it's definitely a great way to do that. So
Yes.
I think that's brilliant.
All right.
So yeah, we can definitely tie that into setting up the Civil War all the way from the beginning. Like we have, that's good. Let's see. That's what I had. So the other thing that we always talk about. So we know what we're teaching on Tuesday is because now we've gone over reform culture. We've gone
Right.
over like the main points with abolition and tying in that Hudson River School and how we're going to adjust from last year. I think the last thing we really need to talk about today is, and also Wednesday we're doing Telepass,
Right.
because we had to move it to then. So that means it leaves us Thursday and Friday. So let's go ahead and talk about Thursday, and then when we meet on Monday, we can talk more about the rest of the week and get ready for next. But for Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. So, like when we think about activities and stuff, we've been talking about doing some readings, and that's something we've been working on. Do you think like we should probably incorporate that somehow, or what else are you thinking with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I think anytime we can get them reading, it's a good thing.
Yeah, because that's definitely a skill that we're probably a little bit lower in. We did see some good gains on that from the district checkpoint, but that's the next hump. If we can get that next part,
Yes.
Do we just want to connect it mainly just those two things we just talked about and build upon from the lecture for the abolitionist and
Yeah, and maybe even just abolitionist, if we don't.
since it's such a central theme, or
Yeah, or since we were gonna do Telpest that day, we might have to break up the time a little bit.
that's a good
We
point.
might not
Yeah.
have too much time.
Yeah, that's a good point. So we'll have the Explorers reading over abolitionist. Great, and I can go and type up some questions that go along with it, and I can run them by you, and we can figure that out
Okay.
as we get a little closer to it. So I'll have that done by Monday, looking like to figure that out.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. Do you have any other concerns or anything else?
No, I
Great.
think I'm good.
Great. I think we're good then.
All right.
Cool.
Very good.